Captain Peter Cutsey, South Korea. This is my briefing room. We're in Abu Dhabi and we're on vectors now for a localizer approach circling to runway 13 right, circling to land on runway 31 left. This is part 3 and final video on circling to land. We'll review a few items from videos 1 and 2, and then we will actually fly the localizer approach using LNAV VNAV until we're downwind and the landing check is complete. And once we start turning base leg, I'll disconnect all the FTS systems, fly it manually. Winds are calm for this demonstration and the weather is clear. We'll go to a night scene quickly. This way we can better appreciate looking at the poppy and the airport itself, a clearer picture in the night scene. This is our position downwind. Back to the main monitor. All of this work is created by Lat-Long Global. It was in software created by Lat-Long Global in 1985. 41 years ago. This is a Google Earth presentation of the actual flight path we're going to fly. I've had to create segmented waypoints to create the arc because I don't have a radius to fits software on my computer. The FMS in the airplane, of course, has radius to fits. Absolutely. Back to the main monitor. Change the scale. Flaps 1. Flaps 1 speed set. The HUD works beautifully, although all the information in the software isn't included within the display itself, but you've got the picture. We're using the primary attitude and the Q and flight path vector, etc. We've drawn the 2 nautical mile ring around the top of descent, which is suck off. We've set our minimum to 50 feet above the published minimum. Published minimum for circling to runway 13 right in Abu Dhabi is 850 plus 50, 900. We'll extend sock off. There we go. Altimeter at the field is 1013 and the weather is clear. We've completed the descent and approach procedures, and the descent and approach checklists have been completed. This is our position on the moving map with respect to the localizer approach. This is the software that I use to create what you're looking at, lat long global, and with everything inserted in Google Earth, very accurate as far as heights are concerned. The highest height in the maneuver itself is 132 feet above sea level. Back to the main monitor. Lat long global has been working on creating circling to land since 1985, 41 years ago. Fly flat. Flat selected. Flat 5 speed set. On vectors. Left turn. An excellent view of the primary flight display and nav display in this lovely software. This software is approved by FAA for flight training. That's what we're doing around the world. We're doing it online. 4 monitors and a station similar to what I'm using now. Join the future. We've got the first officer's ILS tuned to the localizer to run for the localizer or ILS approach to runway 13 right, just for a map check reference. We give them a vector to turn left for the intercept. We'll be flying this in LNAV and VNAV. LNAV selected, and we have a capture. Leave the heading bug where it is for the intercept. The software here is just kind of wishy-washy, but we're watching it. That's what pilots do. We fly the airplane, but we're not touching it. And the wonderful thing about these procedures is both pilots will have heads up. Reminder to set the MDA on the MCP. We have done that. That's one of 8 items that we do as we approach the 2 nautical mile ring. There we go. Good to set the runway track. 126. Set. Let's go back outside. Beautiful night in Abu Dhabi again. We start configuring. We'll do it a little early because I'm by myself and I've only got 2 hands. So the MDA minimum set. VNAV path. Gear down. Incidentally, the map checks. Look at the first officer's ILS. Speed brakes armed. So, MDA, VNAV path, gear down, flat 15. Open the speed window, flat 15 speed, which we have to do now. And there is our path, FMC speed. And we are going to be starting down now, as you can see. Upper DU, the engine is settings in 1, decreasing. Here we are with our runway in sight. Runway 13 right there is runway 13 left. We've started down at a reasonable rate of descent, which is good, and we will arrive at minimum at
2500.
radio altimeter live at the break-off point. I've labeled it break-off point because that's where we begin our turn to downwind. We configure for landing flap when we are downwind. Hey, I've been teaching people using this technology in different countries. We don't need simulators. We do in training centers, but we only need to actually do 1 full flight before their check ride in the simulator. Millions of dollars of savings if you go this way with Lat Long Global. I'll come into your training center and teach your instructors. Save you money and much more effective. Because all of this is being recorded. It's uploaded to a secure database for the clients to use before they study. Check. 1,000 to level off. So the landing procedure, with exception of the missed approach, is completed, and the landing flap. The landing flap we will get once we are downwind. So if you notice, we're coming up to the break-off point and we're almost at our minimum. This is how we design the procedure, all within the 2.8 nautical mile requirement for turfs, under which the certain airports fall under in the world.
1,000.
Flaps.
1,000 feet.
Flaps. Too high. Too high.
Reference is
Approaching
because the GPWS doesn't realize that we are going to be landing on another
Minimum.
runway. Check, minimums.
Flight slow.
And that
Glide
also,
slow.
glide slow. Set the heading bug. There we go. Turning to downwind. Adjust the heading. Track.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
And the
Glide
final flap
slow.
setting. Flaps 30. We're at 30 plus 5. Set. Now we'll set another minimum of just above the runway surface as we are in VNAV path. Speed is coming back to final approach plus 5. Landing check list is complete except for missed approach. Pilot flying has directed the pilot monitoring to turn off the flight vectors and back on again and set the missed approach altitude. That comes later. Suggestion that the pilot flying is on the inside of the turn, of course, so he can see the airport area. All right.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight
Check
slow.
and can inhibit that.
Flight
So
slow.
remember, if we have to go around the
Flight slow.
go-around procedures, that
Flight
or
slow.
the localizer approach
Flight
to
slow.
runway
Flight
13 right. There
Flight
is
slow.
our descent profile to leave 900 feet to minimum.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
So we're in the turn.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Disconnect
Flight
all
slow.
auto flight
Flight
systems
slow.
and manually
Flight
fly
slow.
the aircraft.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Wow.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Hey, welcome to the future. This is where it's all at with Lat Long Global. So because I only have one set of hands, the flight vectors would have been turned off and back on again. The missed approach altitude would have been set as briefed. But here we are, right in the slot for landing. Contact me, Captain Peter Cutsey at Lat Long Global. Email me, and we'll set up an appointment to come into your training center and help you go into the future. I'm not talking AI here. I'm talking RI. There's not enough mention in the world today about RI. And AI crazy, that's okay, but we need RI before we can have AI. RI is real intelligence. Captain Peter Cutsey. In South Korea, however, in Abu Dhabi, This is how we train people around the world. Thank you for watching.